Subscribe to the Amlet El Isma podcast to get a Christian view on real-world matters.
Abonnez-vous au podcast Amlet El Isma pour obtenir un point de vue chrétien sur des questions du monde réel.
Alright guys, Thomas Sowell, who is one of the famous economists here in the US, says something very interesting. He says, it is useless to try to talk facts and analysis to people who have a sense of moral superiority in their own ignorance. It is useless to try to talk fact and analysis to people who have a sense of moral superiority in their own ignorance. Now, although what Thomas Sowell says fits perfectly the situation about Kelly Megyn, I prefer to go by what the Bible says tonight. In Proverbs 26, I believe in verse 4, it says, "Do not answer a fool according to his folly, or you will be just like him." But guess what the next verse says? "Answer a fool according to his folly, or he will be wise in his own eyes." Now, I think if we do not answer Kelly Megyn according to her folly, she might think she's wise in her own eyes. That's what I come tonight with two different perspectives on the situation. First, from someone who provides to us what we call a first-hand experience of the situation. He knows the Haitian community. He interacts with them almost on a daily basis. He knows the facts about the situation.
Springfield is a city that has been shrinking for half a century. And when Haitians arrive, Springfield is a city that has been shrinking for half a century. And when Haitians arrived, that's the first time we've experienced growth in again, over 50 years. And the people who have come to Springfield, many of them are professionals. They're doctors, nurses, accountants, entrepreneurs, pastors. They're exactly the kind of people that Springfield, Ohio needs. And it has been a great blessing to have them here. So we need legislation that protects the Haitians. Right now, there's a bill that has been passed in the House, HR 1689, I think, that would extend TPS for Haitians for basically until this administration is done.
Thank you for sharing that.
First, we have heard from someone who got what we call the first-hand experience about the situation. He says, for the first time in 50 years, the city of Springfield has seen an economical growth because of the presence of the Haitian. Unlike what Megyn Kelly says in the news. Now, I wonder if Megyn Kelly is not interested at all in seeking the truth. I wonder what kind of journalism is that. Now, assuming that she says something like, "I don't care about what Pastor Ruby has to say," although Pastor Ruby is a proactive resident of Springfield, Ohio. Like I said, he knows what he's talking about. He provides some good evidence, facts, and historical record, etc. But you never know. Megyn Kelly might say, "Well, I'm not interested in hearing that kind of stuff at all." Now, assuming she says that, let's try to provide her some good historical facts right now. And I'm going to let you hear from someone who has really done his assignment about the contribution of the Haitian community here in the US in what we call the construction of democracy. Guys, this nation, the US nation, is also built by the Haitian community. And this is exactly what I'm going to let you hear right now.
Recently, media commentator Megyn Kelly went on a rant about Haitian migrants under TPS. It's a classic narrative, the idea that America was built exclusively by one group and that everyone else is just a dilution. But history and policy have a funny way of completely obliterating rhetoric when you lay out the actual data. Let's look at the tape and check the receipts.
And look, this has been going on for over a dozen years. Go home. Get out.
We know our country's better than yours. That's because we filled it with our work ethic and our culture and our values.
Let's talk about the literal dirt you were born on, Megyn. You were born on November 18th, 1970 in Champaign, Illinois, and your ancestors came over from Ireland, Italy, and Germany. But long before your family ever arrived in the Midwest, the crown jewel of Illinois, Chicago, was founded. In the 1770s, the very first permanent settlement, the first home, and the entire trading infrastructure at the mouth of the Chicago River was built by Jean-Baptiste Point du Sable. And he was a free black man born in St. Mark, Haiti. So the economic engine of the state where you took your first breath literally exists because a Haitian man laid its very first bricks. So whose work ethic are we talking about again?
You being here only dilutes it for us, those who built it and live it.
Huh? Dilutes it? Let's talk about who physically built America's most iconic historic cities. During the Haitian Revolution between 1791 and 1804, thousands of Haitian refugees, both free people of color and skilled laborers, fled the island and landed in American ports. In Norfolk, Virginia, and Charleston, South Carolina, Haitian brick masons and master craftsmen completely revitalized the local economy, physically building and designing the classic federal-style architecture. Architecture tourists still pay to look at today. In New Orleans, Louisiana, in 1809, a single wave of 9,000 Haitians arrived, instantly doubling the city's population. They didn't dilute the culture. They created it. They built the printing presses, established the early newspapers, introduced Creole cuisine, engineered the famous shotgun-style houses, and built the city's legendary theater and the city's opera culture. New Orleans isn't New Orleans without Haiti. They didn't dilute American culture. They built the foundation of it.
And half of you people, more than half, you won't assimilate. We don't want you. We don't care if you're offended. Get out. Go home. Go back to Haiti.
It's ironic you mentioned assimilation, like the American identity is completely separate from Haiti. Early Americans revered Haitian work ethic and independence so much, they literally named their own communities after it. Right after the Civil War, newly freed African Americans built a hyper-prosperous, self-sufficient business district in Durham, North Carolina.
Subscribe to the Amlet El Isma podcast to get a Christian view on real-world matters.
Abonnez-vous au podcast Amlet El Isma pour obtenir un point de vue chrétien sur des questions du monde réel.
Were land-owning citizens that built their own banks, hospitals, bus, and taxi systems, creating what Booker T. Washington called Black Wall Street. They named it the Haiti District, using the historic 19th century spelling of the country, because Haiti was their ultimate global beacon of self-determination and grit. Even down in the boot heel of Missouri, settlers found a town in 1894 explicitly named Haiti. Today, the Haiti Indians high school football team still runs out under the Friday night lights carrying that name. The name Haiti has been woven into the spirit of American towns and sports for over a century. And they didn't need to assimilate to American values. They actually inspired them. You claim this country is better because of an isolated American effort. But the sheer size of the United States was bought with Haitian blood. Let's look at 1803. Napoleon Bonaparte sent his finest imperial army to crush the revolution of Haiti. They utterly got destroyed. And Napoleon's dream of a French empire in America, that also got destroyed. It's why Napoleon turned to Thomas Jefferson and sold the Louisiana Territory for pennies on the dollar. The Louisiana Purchase instantly doubled the size of the United States overnight, carving out 15 future states. America became a continental superpower because Haitian soldiers fought and died for their own freedom. And how did the Western world reward them? France forced Haiti to pay 150 million francs in reparations just to recognize their independence. Haiti was forced to pay off that crushing illegal debt till 1947. It drained their economy and starved the infrastructure for over a century. While the United States grew wealthy off of the very lands that Haiti's victory made available.
I'm thinking about our friends in Ohio who've been dealing with these TPS Haitians for years now, who are drunk driving all over their towns and killing people. This is the whole cats and dogs thing. Like, they don't want to live like Americans live.
Let's look at the actual data coming out of Springfield, instead of the internet rumors. When the influx of Haitian migrants happened, local officials, including Springfield Police Chief Allison Elliott and Ohio Governor Mike DeWine, addressed public safety head-on. The data showed that traffic accidents did rise, not because of an influx of drunk drivers, but because thousands of new residents came from a country with completely different driving infrastructures and needed to be integrated into the U.S. licensing system. And the local community didn't find people who refused to live like Americans. They found people lining up around the block at the BMV, taking driving classes and working with the local nonprofits to get properly licensed and insured. And as for work ethic, local business owners in Springfield publicly stated that their manufacturing boom happened because Haitian workers were filling vacancies that were leaving factories empty. They came to work, pay taxes, and buy homes.
And this was supposed to be it was supposed to be temporary help. And it's turned into another backdoor way of allowing someone permanent residency here. And they take advantage of all of our public service.
Let's break down TPS, because calling it a backdoor to permanent residency is flat out false. TPS is a legal designation granted by the U.S. government to people from countries that are dealing with catastrophes like wars and ongoing natural disasters. It does not grant a green card, it does not grant citizenship, and it is monitored and renewed by the Department of Homeland Security. And regarding taking advantages of public services, to maintain TPS, recipients have to pay hundreds of dollars in filing and biometric fees out of pocket just to register. Furthermore, TPS holders are legally barred from receiving the vast majority of federal public assistance, including food stamps, Medicaid, and welfare. Instead, TPS holders are required to get a work authorization document. They pay federal, state, and local income tax, plus sale and property taxes, funding the very public services they are accused of draining, all while contributing billions of dollars to the U.S. GDP annually without ever being guaranteed the right to stay permanently. So, when media voices try to rewrite history and paint Haitian people as a detriment to American society, remember the timeline. From the founder of Chicago to the expansion of the American West, from the architecture of the South to the tax dollars funding our modern infrastructure, Haitian resilience, labor, and value did not dilute America. It built it. That's it.
Yeah. Springfield is a city that has been shrinking for half a century. And when Haitians arrived, that's the first time we've experienced growth in again, over 50 years. And the people who have come to Springfield, many of them are professionals. They're doctors, nurses, accountants, entrepreneurs, pastors. They're exactly the kind of people that Springfield, Ohio needs.
Right now. If you find this video interesting, I will invite you to subscribe to this channel. And together, let's look at the reality, let's look at the narrative from a Christian worldview. My name is Amlet. Bye-bye.
Subscribe to the Amlet El Isma podcast to get a Christian view on real-world matters.
Abonnez-vous au podcast Amlet El Isma pour obtenir un point de vue chrétien sur des questions du monde réel.